Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast. It is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet release week. Garrett, It is not too often that a new generation of Pokemon releases. And if you've been following along on social media, or if you've been playing the game yourself, you will know all the good, all the bad, all the ugly. We will be talking about it and our impressions of it so far. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. But besides Pokemon, I don't know about you, but I had a pretty packed week.
Oh, really?
Also good and bad and ugly. Oh man, I had a little bit of a rough time. I know this isn't video game related, but I know a lot of people have been wanting me to talk about
it.
This
is the Shack. This Nintendo Shack just spill away. We know.
I need to vent. My next therapy appointment isn't until December, so I need to vent it all out and let it all out in
this podcast. Yeah,
I'm sure. So if you don't know this about me already, one of my other big interests besides video games is listening to Taylor Swift music. She is my favorite artist. I've been a big fan of her since her first debut album, around 2006, 2007. I have seen her in concert several times. I try to go to all her shows in Philly, and she hasn't toured in 5 years because of the pandemic and other things going on. So she announced her next tour for next year, which is the Eras Tour. It's not going to be for her most recent album. It's going to be for everything, all eras, from the beginning, the middle, now, every album. It's going to be the best thing ever, right? So of course I'm I have to get tickets for it. I go online, I sign up for the pre-sale registration. You become a verified fan. It's supposed to fight bots. You put in your phone number, you tie it to your account. If you hook it up to your Taylor Swift store account, you get a little boost if you have purchased merchandise, which I have. So they emailed me saying you'll get a boost in line. It's going to be great.
Crazy.
Capital One card holders get second chance to get tickets. I have a Capital One card. I'm this is going to be good. I'm going to get tickets, tickets for me, my mom, friend, whoever will go with me. And so I do everything the way I'm supposed to do, Garrett. I sign on 10 minutes before to get in the waiting room, we were told to. They, at 10 a.m. when they were going to go on sale, it puts me in the queue. It says 2,000 plus people ahead of you in line. I'm wow, that's a lot of people. I hope this goes by pretty quickly. And
so is this specifically for Philly?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's a good question. Good question. I forgot to mention, for the pre-sale, you had to put in, which cities and which dates you wanted to go to. So there's going to be 3 Philly shows. And so my first choice was one of the Philly shows, that May 13th or whatever it was. And so when I was put in line for the pre-sale, it was locking me into that one date, my first choice, that one date. I didn't have any other choice for any other dates or whatever, or cities. So I'm in line and the bar's not moving up. Still 2,000 plus people ahead. I'm going on social media. People are talking about it's refreshing on them, putting them to the back of the line. They get through the queue and their codes aren't working, or they try to buy a ticket and it's not actually there. And I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Garrett, 5 hours went by and I'm still in this queue. So I'm at work. I, put it in, 10 a.m. And when I'm ready to leave work, I'm still in the queue. So finally I get through the whole queue, and there's a couple options to buy tickets. And whenever I click on them, it says not available. Someone beat you to this. Not available. Someone beat you to this. Every single seat that I tried to click on. And then it refreshed and said, sorry, they're all gone for today. I'm like, wow, like that's like me with the boost in line. Like that's pretty bizarre. Like that kind of,
you got the best like options too, right? You got the boost, you got the capital advantage.
So then the Capital One sale for the Capital One card holders was the next day. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it again. You know, it's I've got to get through this time. 2.5 hours in line before they were all sold out, and it kicked me out. So then the general sale they said was going to be on Friday. And so Thursday night, I'm like, you know, pumping myself up. I'm like, okay, there's going to be plenty more tickets. You know, that was just the pre-sale. There's going to be plenty more in the general sale. I'll be good.
That's insane.
Thursday night, they said, we're canceling the general sale because there are not enough tickets for the demand.
Oh my
so there's
goodness.
not postpone it. They just canceled it. They just canceled the general sale. There's no more sale of the Taylor Swift tickets.
That is insane.
Ticketmaster, this is all through Ticketmaster, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know that they have a monopoly on these big concerts because they're owned by this company called Live Nation, which I just found this out. Live Nation is the one that owns the right to have concerts at like all those big stadiums, like all the football stadiums, you know, all of the places where they have really big concerts. And so because Live Nation owns Ticketmaster, for any artist that wants to perform at these venues, they have to sell their tickets on Ticketmaster. So they came out with a statement and they said, we couldn't have imagined the demand for Taylor Swift tickets that 14 million people were trying to log on. But you know what, Garrett? Let me tell you something. They did have an idea of the demand because we had to sign up on the pre-sale. So in fact, they thought that there was such an overwhelming demand of the people who signed up for the pre-sale that they added additional tour dates before the sale started to accommodate the number of people who signed up for the pre-sale. So let me tell you what their mistake was. Their mistake was not requiring people to type in their access code before they got in line. So you had a bunch of people, you had millions of people in line who didn't have a pre-sale code, who I guess would eventually get through the line and realize that they couldn't buy tickets anyway. But that glitched the line for everybody else. I don't know how, you know, so many other people were able to sell out. Either they overextended the number of pre-sale
codes
tickets, codes that they gave out. But like, how do you not plan for that? How do you not know how many tickets you're going to have versus how many are going to be sold? But yeah, so
especially
all
for
of
Taylor
the available,
Swift, you know?
yes, they said that the demand for these tickets was higher than the previous top 4 best-selling tours plus the Super Bowl combined.
That's insane.
Like it's like 4 times higher than the previous record.
Interesting.
But yeah, all of the tickets now available to buy are through scalper prices, and they are like $2,000-$3,000 per ticket before the fees. I'm very upset.
How much are the tickets normally? Like typically, what were we trying to get for?
So for face value, they ranged. Like the nosebleed seats were as cheap as like $60-$70.
Right.
And like the normal, I guess like the normal seats on like the lower deck would be like maybe like $200. And then they had like floor seats, like I guess a couple $100. VIP packages for like maybe a little bit more. But they weren't like, I don't think there was any ticket that was more than like $700 on face value. And now they're being sold for like $3,000, $4,000 on like SeatGeek, StubHub, whatever.
That's crazy.
I'm very upset, Garrett.
Dropped the ball on this one. I actually saw some other, I'm sure you've seen some where a couple of people were like trying to get a charge through for a ticket and it said didn't go through. And they did it multiple times to the point where the bank, like their bank saw that transaction go multiple times, overdrafted their accounts because
of it. God.
Yeah.
Wait, for this concert you saw or for another option, for another thing?
For Taylor Swift in general.
Oh, okay.
The Taylor Swift concert. Yeah. Like people were trying to purchase it. It wasn't going through. So they clicked the button multiple times, overdrafting their bank account. and they had to call their bank and like tell them,
Oh
hey,
my gosh. Well, yeah, Ticketmaster really screwed up a lot
yeah,
of things. Like some people got through the line and then it came up like just like an error and sent them to the back of the line.
that is crazy. So I'm sorry about your
I'm very
horrible
sad.
experience
Yeah.
with Taylor
So what
Swift.
I've been doing, Garrett, is I have been entering every radio contest I can find to hopefully miraculously win tickets. I don't want to buy, like,
I'm
I
rooting for
could
you.
like break my bank and buy from scalpers, but I don't want to give them that satisfaction. Like that's wrong. Like I have morals, Garrett. I have morals.
Yeah, I understand. And those prices are just ridiculous.
It's
You know, it's
ridiculous.
like
No, yeah,
it's only giving the scalpers the leverage and
it
the
is.
reason behind getting these. And you know what? I don't know how these scalpers got in the first place. They must have some sort of algorithm
I
to
don't
get
know,
these
but
tickets,
they're
like a
saying that
code or
there
whatever.
must have been some kind of bot activity, I think, to get through, which is so annoying. I do miss the days. I see people in chat talking about when back in the day when you had to
Of
go
course.
like actually to the key, you had to like camp out overnight. I kind of wish it was that because sure, there will still be scalpers, but they'll only be able to buy, you know, the maximum number of tickets, like 4 tickets or 6 tickets
Right.
or whatever. They won't be able to get bots to buy 200 tickets to sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a scalper like online trying to get these tickets or any other item online, you can I would say reasonably make up a code, has some sort of pipeline to it where you can just bounce off of websites like crazy. Whereas
Mhm.
compared to like a kiosk, you're a physical person waiting there in line,
Exactly.
camping out overnight.
You
You're
can't do it for
there making
multiple
an effort.
cities because you're one physical person. Like, whereas you can
Mhm,
buy for multiple cities if you're a bot or, you know,
mhm.
online.
So,
Um,
you know,
I
that's
would rather
crazy.
that. So I'm very sad.
I think a
I'm
lot of people are
hoping,
sad.
yeah, they
No one
said
got
that
it.
by their calculations, they said that Taylor Swift would have to perform 900 concerts in like 900 different stadiums to meet the demand. And if she did a concert every night, it would take 2.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
She's
Oof.
popular.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss back in the day when I went to go see her Fearless tour and she opened for Keith Urban and I was able to get
She
tickets
opened for Keith
really cheap.
Urban.
She
That's
opened for Keith
amazing.
Urban and me and my mom left
That's
after
good.
Taylor Swift was done.
That's actually kind of funny.
And it
Alright.
wasn't hard to get
Alright.
tickets and they were cheap. But
Right.
yeah, that is the
Now
price
it's
of
after pandemic.
being a
It's with
fan.
Taylor Swift with her new
I know.
album. She's coming back. Of course, everyone wants
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some miracle I hope happens. But that was like the stretch of the week for me because it was Monday, Tuesday, and then learning Thursday night
Jeez.
that there were no tickets left. But
Yeah.
that being said, I was able to find a little bit of happiness through the
Yes.
clouds, through the gray clouds. My analog pocket came in the mail. This,
Looks so good.
if you remember, Shack listeners, about a year ago, I think it was December last year, I placed the order for the Analog Pocket. For those who don't know what it is, the company Analog makes a lot of modern retro consoles is like the best way that I could describe it because this is a
Yeah.
Game Boy. It plays Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Advance games. You can use an adapter for other retro handhelds like Game Gear, Atari Lynx, things like that. But it has modern capabilities. Like it has
Mhm.
a backlit screen. It has HDMI support because I bought the dock. It is a beautiful device. I had a lot of confidence in analog products after I bought the Super NT, if you remember,
Mhm.
for the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
which is very good. I do enjoy playing my Super Nintendo games on there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn this on real quick so that you can see how
Oh, that's just
beautiful the
beautiful.
screen is. Yeah, you can
It's a
like,
4x3 aspect, right?
yeah, I think you can like change it so it can be. I know it's like kind of hard to see on here, but you can
Oh, that
change
looks
it so
so
that it's
good.
like either the original with like the little lines or whatnot,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
the or the regular back screen.
Yeah.
But yes, it is
That looks
a
really
very good
good.
device. I really like it. I need to buy some more Game Boy games so that I can take advantage of
Mhm.
it. But I just like having things like that. Like it's very good game preservation.
For sure. And then when it first released, there wasn't much like emulation scene going on with the Analog Pocket, but recently, the past month or two,
I
they
heard it
cracked the
was
code.
jailbroken. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yep. Yep.
cracked the
Yep.
code, and it looks really good.
I
If you
don't
want to
know
go
if
that
I'll
route.
do that, but
Yeah,
maybe I would. We'll see.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't hold that against you if you did.
Yeah.
I'm looking through just like the website right now. It looks very premium. Has all
Hmm.
the different. There's a dock too. Did you get the dock?
I did get the dock. I haven't tried it yet, just because I've been so busy
Mm.
this week. But
It
I
has an
did get it.
HDMI, two USB ports. That's really
Hmm.
nice. It looks
Hmm.
pretty fancy.
Hmm.
Um,
So I can
I
stream
guess
with it.
that can go straight to the TV or a monitor
Hmm.
or something
Yep.
like that. Okay, cool.
Yep.
You can make your own games with the Pocket as well if you want to.
Yeah, I downloaded the program on my computer. It looks
Mhm.
pretty intuitive. Maybe I'll
Mhm.
be a game developer. Who knows? When I find some
Maybe,
extra time in my life.
of course,
I
like
don't
we
know.
do all the time.
Right?
It
It's
looks
a cool little
so
device. I'm glad I got it.
so it's an LCD display. I thought it was IPS. So, but it looks really good when you
It
showed it to
does.
me. It looks
Yeah.
super bright.
Hmm. Very
This
crisp.
would be probably the definitive way to play your original
Oh yeah.
Game Boy
Yep, yep,
Advance
yep.
games.
I will
Is
never turn on my old Game Boy again, probably.
Yeah, and then there's adapters for the Neo
Hmm.
Geo. Yeah, you said Atari Lynx as well in Game Gear.
Yeah.
So
Game Gear.
super
Yep.
cool. That
Yeah.
looks nice. I'm glad you
And
got it
then
finally.
yeah, finally, a year in the making. I told myself last year that this was going to be a Christmas gift to future Rebecca, and it's finally
Hmm.
here.
Yeah,
But yeah, the
looks
only
good.
other thing I have been up to is playing Pokemon Scarlet, but I will wait to talk
Hmm.
about my impressions on that when we talk about it in the news.
Sounds good. But yeah, I've been going through Mario plus Rabbids, and I'm done. I
Yeah,
got
what'd you
done.
think?
Overall, really enjoyed it. I'm glad I finished it. It doesn't seem like too like overly complicated or hard or anything. I did like the boss and his final boss and the spins on it. Didn't seem too hard, but yeah, overall, I thought it was a great experience for Mario plus Rabbids. Oh gosh, I just turned on my music again by just tapping my headphones. Hold on.
Oh,
There we go.
we didn't hear
But
it.
yeah, yeah, it's just in my headphones. It's just the tiniest sensitive tap, and Spotify just turns on and plays. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Sparks of Hope. I don't know if I like it as much as the first one, just because the first one really surprised me in the
Hmm.
way, like, I didn't know the game was going to be that good. Now there was kind of a bar set, and so Sparks of Hope, I always am going to compare it to the first game.
Right, right.
um it had, and I said this before, it has design choices that I was like, I don't like that as much. Like the open world hub seemed a little, I feel like they just wanted to add the Ubisoft fluff in this
Mm,
game a little too much. Like, oh, okay, let's do a side quest of catching fish. And I'm like, you're just doing this to put a percentage bar so you can make me
yeah.
100% this game. This is what they do all the time with
The
Ubisoft
Ubisoft
games.
fluff is a good
Yeah.
way to put it, because you're right. They do that. They definitely do
Yeah.
that.
And it wasn't as noticeable in the first game just because it was so linear, and
Hmm.
like is you go battle to battle, and it was really cute. I think the way they blended it together with this one's like, here's world 1, here's world 2. You're gonna do all the side stuff is like kind of the same ish things, like catching the fish and putting it into a puddle. And the other one is like, oh, we're gonna go in a secret level. You're gonna try to collect coins in all these different puzzles, and they just try
Hmm.
to be cute with it. I didn't really care about that much, but I did like the gameplay of this more than the first one. I think it
Okay.
added way more variety with the sparks, different elements with different enemies. The map designs, each level was definitely crafted carefully, and so I had to think what characters to put in what levels and what sparks too. I think they did a great job with that. Yeah, overall, I top to bottom, this is a great tactics role playing game. I would say if you want to get into tactical role playing of some kind. If you love Mario, this is the game to get. I mean, you can get the first one too. I think that's a good one. I heard it is harder than the second one. I think Sparks of Hope is easier than the first game. So I would definitely recommend Sparks of Hope if you want to look into that genre. Very fun overall.
Good. Will you get the DLC?
Yes, 100%. I will buy the season pass. I will play it next year. I can't wait to play with Rayman. I haven't played a Rayman game in a while. So,
did you play Rayman Legends?
A little bit, but not too much.
Okay. I think that was their most recent one, which is a long time ago now.
Yeah, Rayman Legends, and I think they had 2 Rayman games out of there. So it's been a while with that IP. Yeah. I'm glad it's coming in with the Mario plus Rabbids. They really focus more on the Rabbids part of this game compared to the first one. First one was like more Mario. This one's more Rabbids. So, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I like the story at the end. There's some good plot twists in there, but it's expendable. It's a Ubisoft-ish story game. But I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I finished it. I will 100% it next year too. So I'll go back and do the other missions, other sparks or whatever.
Despite the fluff.
Despite the fluff, I will get through. I'm curious about the other. I didn't get all the sparks, so I want to get those. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Violet as well for a few hours at least, so we could talk about that.
Okay, let's jump right into it then. This is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet release week, finally, after all this time. The reviews came out the day before it released. It's currently sitting at a 77 on Metacritic. OpenCritic is 76. A little bit low for a Pokemon game, I think.
Yep.
Possibly the lowest? I don't know. I actually didn't check. I kind of want to check now. What are your impressions so far while I check that? I'm going to let you start.
Okay. Okay. I just want to, preface before I get into all my impressions about this game. I am only I would say 3 hours in. I'm not too far in, to be honest with you. I went through, I did the academy stuff. I just kind of started the open world thing. So kind of introduce you all the different things to do. And I caught some Pokemon, of course. I chose my starter. I got the Terra Orb, stupid whatever crap that is. Okay, so first off, it is a Pokemon game. I am intrigued to get into more of it. I think that's one positive thing about it. I'm intrigued about what kind of trials and objectives I need to do, and I really want to explore the map. I really do.
Did you already get through all the school stuff?
I got through all the school stuff.
Okay, so are you kind of out in the world now?
Yeah, I'm out in the world.
Okay.
I just started. I went east and went through kind of it's kind of rocky caves or whatever. So many Pokemon to catch. I'm trying to figure out what to put in my party and when, but of course I started with Sprigatito.
Yeah.
I've already evolved Sprigatito to whatever the other one.
Floragato.
Floragato, yes. Standing on its 2 feet, of course. Okay, so I let the positives out.
Wait, before we keep going.
Yes, go.
It's the lowest besides Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. So not including remakes, just the mainline, originals. It's lowest.
Okay.
But regardless, before we get into the negatives, let me say where I'm at. I am about at the same point, but it sounds like maybe I've done a little bit more exploring of the world than you have. I have come across a couple of towns. I have started filling my party a little bit. I did some of the multiplayer just before this, so I can speak a little bit about that as well. But I haven't done any of the gyms. I haven't done any of the Titan Pokemon yet. None of like, because there's 3 branching stories that you can take. I did like that about this, that like, and you can do all 3 of them. You can focus on one, but not the others.
You can do it in
kind
any
of
order,
ignore all
right?
3. Yeah.
It's like a mix
And
match.
you don't have to stick to one and keep doing it. You can do like a gym
Yeah.
battle and then do like 2 Titan Pokemon. And then you can go do like a Team Star base. And then you can do 2 more gyms. Like there seems to be a lot of content here, which is cool because it's not just the gym battles. You know, you have 2 other storylines that you can go through. I love the Pokemon designs. I think they are so good. They're so creative. I'm a fan of what I've seen so far. Overall, I think they are good at making fun games. I think that is their strength, is making it fun, because I am having fun. But you're right. Let's talk about the negatives, because there are quite a number of them. The one that I think that is definitely making the rounds most on social media is the atrocious performance.
Okay.
Wow. Let's start there.
Let's talk about the performance issues of this game.
Ouch.
I want to, you know, first let this out. It is not because of the Switch hardware.
No,
this is
it's not
clearly
because of the
not
Switch.
because of the Switch.
No,
it's not a Switch limitation. We have so many other Switch games that perform way better and just fine,
and do more, and do more,
and do way more. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They made that.
That's a great example.
Yeah. They, you know, developer time or whatever. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There's just no reason why is this bad. Okay.
It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
It's really embarrassing.
I don't know how Nintendo says, yes, you can publish, or we can publish this game in this state. Yeah. So if you haven't played it, or you haven't been following it on social media, what we're talking about, I think the biggest glaring issue that happens to everybody is just the bad frame rate. And you know me, I am not one to talk about, you know, bad frame rate and like get bothered by it. It's bad when there's not even a whole lot happening on the screen.
Yeah. And I know some people out there, they want to ignore the performance issues, and you know, the game is great. And it's like this looks like, sometimes it looks like an early PS2 game that is struggling. That's what it looks like. It looks just piss poor.
The clipping in and out of walls, out of floors, the shadows being all over the place. I saw some videos where the character models were like, their head was like bending all over the place. Floating models, T-posing models.
It looks like it makes Age of Calamity look like a stellar, perfect, buttery smooth game.
I didn't have a problem with Age of Calamity.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it does. I mean, it does. Yeah.
I had some issues with Age of Calamity because it's such an action-focused game, and there were some. Yeah. I can see the performance issues. This is just like,
this is not an action-heavy game,
and it's so bad. Like, I took a video. I think a lot of people took a video of this. Of you're in the academy, and he kind of opens up to the classroom, the school children waving their legs, arms and their legs like in the stop motion animation.
Yeah.
Like, do.
Literally like 2 frames per second.
What is going on here?
Yeah.
And it's a render distance issue. And I've seen it was definitely in Legends of Arceus, it was noticeable too. It's just with Legends of Arceus, there was so many.
It wasn't this bad.
It wasn't this bad.
It was not this bad. No.
And there was totally a lot of different things that were going on. So I kind of, you know, passed by. It's like it looks okay, and but this is not good.
I heard that one of the biggest issues is a memory leak issue. So if you are experiencing a lot of these things, if you save and reset your game, you close out of the software and go back in, that should temporarily fix, a lot of the issues that you're having. So you might encounter more issues if you keep the game on for a long time. Yeah. I just don't know how Nintendo says, we can release this in this state.
Yeah. So what I would do every time you're stopping a PlayStation with this game, close the application and just, It's fine. It auto saves. It can save really readily. It's
and
a
that's
Pokemon
the thing.
game.
I do want to
Yeah.
say that, like, I don't want to defend this at all because it isn't acceptable. So don't take this as like me defending it at all. But it's the state that it's in. I feel like it's not ruining my experience because the game does autosave. I don't feel like I'm encountering anything where I'm losing my progress. I don't feel like there's anything happening where, you know, I'm getting stuck and have to like close out of the game and then find my way again. I'm not really encountering any like negative consequences to these glitches besides just like, wow, that's really bad, or wow, that's really funny how messed up that, you know, that those models look, or whatever. It's so bad that, and the fact that there's not any of these bad consequences to it, that I'm finding myself laughing hysterically at just how bad, you know, the game state is in. I'm laughing at it, and I'm having a lot of fun, like just laughing at it.
Yeah. No,
to be honest,
no joke.
it is
like,
not hindering my experience.
You look up far enough in this game, and it's just like a polygon, a triangle. I remember just walking, and a cliff just automatically appears right in front of me, like a massive cliff. I'm like, what is this? Every time there's a scene, there's always like this kind of lag, one frame like drop at the end of each scene. This is just bothering me so much. And I think I mean, I'm part of the issue. I pre-ordered this game, knowing I'm fully well excited for this. I understand there was going to be some performance hiccups just because of the way Legends Arceus was. I didn't realize how bad it was going to be, and this is like bad in my eyes.
Yeah,
like
it's bad.
I don't trust the next mainline Pokemon game. I'm not going to pre-order it.
This is the worst performing Pokemon game, and like, do you remember we talked about how many glitches and hiccups there were in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and how exploitable it was because of how like glitchy it was?
Yeah.
This makes that game look like it's very well made.
A masterpiece, like a performance.
No glitch.
Like
Yeah.
no glory. Yeah. No, this is just very, very obvious.
Can I talk about something good though? Something else good? I got to try the multiplayer, and you will not believe me until you do it yourself, but this is one of the best experiences I've had with a multiplayer Nintendo game. Now I've only tried it once. I only tried it earlier today, but I hooked up with 3 other friends. They joined my game, so I was able to start a lobby, give them a code. They were able to join. I was having like, you know, some worries that it would be like Animal Crossing, where, you know, each person takes a little while to join, then they have to join your game. It is not like that at all. They come in your room, then you can hit start, and then you all start at the same Pokemon Center that you were last at. And all 4 of you can do anything you would normally do in your game, and it saves your progress. So like,
that's pretty nice.
I'm able to kind of do whatever I want. And like, I could be catching Pokemon. My other friend could be doing, you know, battling a gym leader. Another one could be like, or then like the other 2 could be doing one of those, Terra raid battles together. Yeah. And all of that can be happening simultaneously. And there wasn't more lag or issues than if I had been playing single player, if that makes sense.
Nice.
So we were able to kind of roam around this world at the same time. At one point, one of my other friends was all the way on the other side of the map than the rest of us. And like, they're able to catch their Pokemon, and it saves it to their own game. It was a really good experience. It's also
surprising, actually.
Yeah, it was really surprising because I thought it was going to be a crap show, but it wasn't. Right. And I actually want to hook up with more people and play it again because it was that much fun. Cool. The other thing that we tried in multiplayer was the picnic sandwich making, which I'm going to be honest, I had no interest in this sandwich making thing before this. Like, I was like, I'm not even going to touch this feature. It looks dumb. I don't care. I think everybody should try it in multiplayer with their friends on voice chat. It is the funniest thing ever because everybody picks ingredients that they want to use. And then it all goes on the table in front of all four of you, but there's one sandwich. And then in real time, you each like put all of the ingredients onto the sandwich, and it makes this like nasty, disgusting. It could have pickles, tomatoes, ham, strawberries, and it, like the physics of it, like if you put like a whole bunch of strawberries and then like ham, it's gonna like be lopsided, and then the top of the bread goes on. It's so funny. I know I sound like a maniac right now, but it is freaking hilarious. You have to do it.
My goodness, sandwich making. I just couldn't believe the beginning of this game where this story said this. When I saw this scene of with the motorcycle Pokemon in the sandwich, I'm like,
it's so bad. It's so bad when you eat the sandwich. It's horrible. It's so lazy. The animation of eating the sandwiches, it's so stupid. It's so lazy. I'm not defending Game Freak, but it's hilarious.
Seen the eating the sandwich too?
It's so bad. It's so bad.
The animations are just.
But grab some drinks, get together with friends, and do the sandwich making in multiplayer. I promise you.
You can make a drinking game out of it, probably.
Do it. It's so funny. So yes, I think Game Freak knows how to make a really fun game. They're just like really terrible at making the game.
Yeah, no,
if that makes sense.
Personally, this is not acceptable.
It's
if I bought this physically, I would have returned it and be like, I'm done. I'll play other things. I'm not kidding. This is not good. This is like
keep going a little bit more with it. Keep going a little bit more with it. Yeah.
But I just want to, send a message to them. I know other people will play Pokemon, that's fine. But for me personally, this is not acceptable. My limitations of performance in a video game. This is not it. It's like I'm kind of done with it.
They don't have any incentive to fix it though. And let me jump into the question from we actually have two questions that are related to this. I'm going to start with Smoke and Joe's question because it's most relevant. He says, with all the issues with Scarlet and Violet, do you think Game Freak will make sure that the next Pokemon game is polished before release? No, I don't.
Absolutely not. I don't think they care. Like this shows they don't care. It shows Legends of Arceus, and then this game coming out in the same year is more important than performance at all. And
this is going to be the best. This might end up being the best-selling Pokemon game. I really think that it could be. Yeah.
No, I think I agree with you. I think there's a lot of hype with the Pokemon games now. This one will be probably the best-selling one. Probably one of the fastest-selling ones.
And why would they more resources, more time, more money into fixing these issues if it's just going to sell like hotcakes anyway?
Yeah. So as long as it's playable, and if people,
which it is, you can play it, you can get through it,
and people get past the performance, unacceptable performance level that I'm putting in. They don't care.
I do think they will patch up some of the bigger glaring issues, but I don't think they'll patch up anywhere close to all of it.
They're going to patch up, like, at least I would say glitches that could possibly happen that we're seeing on Twitter. Okay, so the glitches are just funny to me. Like, I think it's a matter of just a random invisible wall crack, camera control, I don't know. But it's not going to get rid of the draw distance, whatever this is going. I just can't. I really can't with this game. Every time I look at it, I just want to barf. And when I see off in the distance, it's more and more I keep seeing it. But I will play more of it and
play more of it. It's fun. It is fun. Is it good? No. Is it fun? Yes.
Is it good? Yeah.
Can I complain about two more things?
Sure.
That are just kind of so far that I've noticed that I'm really upset about. Number one, they have taken a massive step backwards with the outfit customizations. I don't
Yes,
know if you've noticed
I
this
agree with
before,
you.
if you've noticed yet, but you can buy accessories like different hats, different bags, different gloves, different shoes, but you can't change out of your school uniform for the whole game.
Oh my goodness, really?
You
That's
can't
that's
buy any
crazy.
shirts, you can't buy any pants, you can't buy any jackets. You have to look like a school kid the entire game. It's all 4 options for the outfits for the school uniform is
Mhm.
ugly as heck because they keep all 4 of them gender neutral. There's a spring outfit,
Yeah, I
summer
remember that.
uniform, autumn, and winter uniform, and all 4 of them are disgusting.
Ew. I'm sorry. I just did the normal I didn't even know I could change my outfit. I knew I
You
could
can
change
change
my
it to different
face.
seasons, but
Okay. That's kinda
it's
dumb.
like yeah, it's bad. It's so ugly, and I love character customization, and I love dressing like, I feel like they did such a good job with that in, like, Sword and Shield and, X and Y, Sun and Moon, like, those like, I love going to each new town and finding, like, the, boutique and buying clothes and, like, kinda making it my own, especially in
Mhm.
multiplayer, like, I want my character to stand out and, like, be recognizable, but when all
Yeah,
4 of us
that
are
makes
wearing the
sense.
same uniform, like, there's not a name on top of each person. So I like really have to be like, oh, like, the one, you really have to look and see who it is. It's
Mhm,
annoying.
mhm. And, I know people in the chat is like, "Garrett's so mad." I'm very mad just because Game Freak I just don't recall them performance level wise being this bad at all with a Pokemon game.
Mm-mm.
Other than Legends Arceus was pretty bad, even though yeah, I was more experimental, so I kind of let it
It
slide.
feels like
But
it's getting worse.
it's yeah, Sword and Shield was fine, and everything. I
The
love the
worst thing
3DS
of
and
yeah,
DS games.
yeah. The worst thing, do
So
you remember back when the worst thing about Sword and Shield was that the trees just looked like low poly?
yeah, and that's pretty much it, right?
And that was a
And you
huge
look at
scandal. That was a huge scandal.
the trees now. Oh my gosh. It's not good at
It's not,
all.
no.
So anyways, that's my thought is if I had it physical, I would have returned it and did a full refund because I think other games, um, I value my time and I think that
Wait, I
my
have
time
one
would
more
be
negative that I just thought
on
of.
other games. Yeah, keep on going.
This was the second one of the 2. The towns are all boring. You can't go in any of the buildings.
Mhm.
There's like no going into like people's houses or going inside stores. Like the few buildings that you can go into, it doesn't even bring you inside of the building. It just opens up like a shop menu when you walk
Mhm.
in the door, and it's
Yeah.
boring and it's lazy. And I miss, I loved going to a new town in Pokemon games and going in and talking to people and like seeing what,
Yeah.
the
All
insides
those
of,
different
the Pokemon fan
floors and levels.
club and,
Yeah.
the breeder and all
It
the different
seemed
buildings
full of
that you can go
life.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is not full of life at all.
'Cause, like, it reminds me of X and Y, the central city in there, and just how much different, like, buildings and kind of areas you can go through in different levels. Even just back to, like, Silver and Gold, you go to Goldenrod City,
Hmm.
there's so much stuff to do in Goldenrod City, and
Hmm.
here it's just like, yeah, the city's just pretty lifeless. There's not
Yeah.
much like, the academy, I felt so startled. I'm like, "Where am I supposed to even go?"
Hmm.
In this kind of contraption, kind of weird Persona 4 level academy going. I just didn't know what to do.
And
Yeah.
you know what? It's such a shame because I think they did a good job with this open world concept. We've been wanting them to
Yeah.
do something like this for a while. And I don't want to like diss on the good things. Like I like that I get to kind of choose my own order and that I don't just have to follow, the path through all the gyms and I can do other things. And if I want to go explore to a really hard region early on, I can. There's no barrier and it's not stopping me from doing that. Um, so I think their ideas are so good. They just like don't have the capability to do it. And it's so disappointing.
Mhm. So, well, I'll continue to play it. I'm sure the gameplay is fine and it's gonna be fun. I just I it really letting me down on the graphics and performance. It's just
Yeah.
like I'm trying to think if I was young, I would be seriously appalled by this. And if I compare it to like a game like Fortnite or a game like, I don't know, just other games in general, this I I think I would just be grossed out by this game. I
I
don't know.
think it would surprise me as a kid. I
Yeah.
don't think I would like care as much as a kid, but I would just be like, oh, like why is it doing that? That's weird.
Why is it doing all this
Yeah.
weird stuff? Yeah.
Like, is it supposed to do that? Is that like supposed to happen?
Yeah. If it's fun
Um,
for a kid.
yeah. Two more questions that people wrote in. John wanted to know, will Nintendo ever lengthen their leash on Game Freak to let them actually have a reasonable timeline to develop a well-made video game?
No.
It's not Nintendo that is
It's not
forcing
Nintendo's
them.
fault. Yeah,
No.
Nintendo has games all the time in the pipeline ready to go.
Mhm.
And, you know, they could have released another game around this time if they wanted
The
to.
reason why these games are churned out so quickly is because the video games are only a small part of the Pokemon franchise. It is not even the big money maker for them. They have other things that they need to churn through, like the trading cards. The anime is on a strict schedule that they need to write and animate and release for. There's so many wheels and gears that are turning for this franchise that the content is churned out on a schedule, and the video games need to keep up with that schedule. And that's what they're bound to. They can't delay this game for a year, because then they're going to have the whole anime with all these new Pokemon and all these new stories and characters, and the video game's going to be a year behind that. And
yeah, it's all a timeline for them.
They
the Pokemon
have it all
franchise.
planned out. Yeah, I wish it wasn't like that, but the franchise is huge now, and the video games are just a small part of it.
They just needed this out, and on this timeline, I guess and of course before the holidays too. Like if they weren't gonna release it now, they would release it early next year again. But they don't want to do that with the mainline games. They want to make sure they're kind of in for the holidays. That's what they've done, and of course, people are gonna buy it, like a lot of it.
Legends Arceus released in January, and that sold low for a Pokemon game. It sold only like 3 or 4 million copies, and that's low for them. So yeah, that Christmas time is important for them. Yeah.
So I don't think this is gonna go away anytime soon. This next Pokemon game, whatever we're gonna get, it's gonna be. It's probably not gonna be a much better performance-wise. I just don't have much. Hope with Game Freak at this point.
It is sad. Let's end on a positive question. Romaine wants to know who's the best starter in Scarlet and Violet, and why is it Sprigatito?
I mean, I chose Sprigatito. I thought it was just a cute little cat, and I'm curious about if there's a second type. I don't know. I don't know what the second type is. Yeah, I need to check.
Is the second stage? Does it not have the second typing yet? I don't think it does.
Did I close? I closed the.
That's okay. I don't think it does. I will say that I like the final evolution.
Okay.
I do like it. Oh yeah. Florigato is just grass.
Okay. Florigato is just kind of meh to me. I'm just like, oh, okay, the mid evolution, sure. So I mean, I think the others are pretty cool too. I don't have any hate against Fuecoco or Quaxley, actually.
I like all 3 of them.
Yeah, I enjoyed the designs this time around for all 3 of them.
Likewise, I like all 3 final evolutions.
Okay. Oh.
But yeah, Sprigatito is the best. It is a cat. And I love cats, and it is grass type. And they did a really good job with it. And I love Sprigatito. Sprigatito is very good. I'm a big cat fan. What is going on?
Hold on just a moment.
I can't keep talking about Sprigatito for that long.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
What happened here? Jeez.
Did your webcam just like stop working?
It just freaked out. I don't know what happened.
And it looks like it defaulted to your capture card.
Yeah, why?
Because your webcam broke.
It's not turned on. I wonder why it's not turned on.
It just said, bye, I'm done for the day.
Pretty much. Hold on. Why is it an OBS virtual camera? Because there's that. Oh, what? Okay, well, can you hear me at least?
I can hear you, yeah.
I guess we can just go on like this. I don't know why my camera just decided to flunk. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in?
I did.
Nice.
It's on a USB hub. Let me do this one more time. Hold on. It just didn't work. I think I would have to restart the Melon app.
Don't do that.
If I want the video. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So, sorry, okay. My camera's gone. I don't have a laptop camera either, so sorry.
No worries. The show will go on. But yes, that is all for Scarlet Violet. I will be continuing to play it this weekend into next week. So for next week's show, we'll talk a little bit more about it. We'll see how, what our opinions are at that point.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Probably won't change much for me. I'm sure it'll be a little bit more fun, but I'm not going to be.
Don't take it too seriously. It's not breaking your save file. Sure, it's not the high-tech, awesome Pokemon that we always wanted. So just laugh at it. That's what I'm doing. We had some Fire Emblem Engage news this week. Do you want to talk about the trailer that was released?
Oh yeah, sure. There was a new story trailer for Fire Emblem Engage. It kind of just, they've been doing this for a while where they just do random quotes from different characters, like, oh, this character's here and this character's here. A lot of JRPG trailers are doing this where they'll have random scenes of people just saying their lines and being all inspirational with music everywhere. It was kind of like that kind of trailer. It revealed more classic Fire Emblem characters in there, kind of like Celica or whatever.
Is this like a Fire Emblem Ultimate where they're bringing back past characters?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if they're going to bring back all the Fire Emblem characters together. But yeah, it's going to be a good portion of them. Of course, the mascot is Marth, who is like, I don't know why he's the mascot all the time, but he's a mascot everywhere for Fire Emblem. The guy with the blue hair.
Yeah, I think he's the most recognizable and probably one of the most popular.
Yeah, I feel like that was just kind of forced ever since Super Smash Brothers Melee. They just kind of chose Marth as like, hey, that's a guy. He's a main Fire Emblem character in this generation. Let's put him in Super Smash Brothers. And then ever since then, he's been the iconic character. So it's kind of central around this trailer. I don't want to reveal too much more story kind of things, because if people are out there like doing some media blackout stuff for this game, there's a major kind of twist to it that I kind of suspected. They confirmed it with this trailer. So people out there,
is that the second bullet point that I should read?
Yeah, that's the second bullet point. I think people out there, I think all Fire Emblem fans kind of know what it is, but just in case, I don't think it's really necessary to talk about it. It's just kind of, oh, that's cool, I guess. And then I have this third bullet point. It's kind of weird. I'm hearing a lot of divisive opinions about this game already. And it's literally, do people like the art style? And I see some people, it's like, this looks cartoonish, like clowns. It's so weird. There's a lot of Fire Emblem fans like, I hate it so much. And I'm just like,
they said the same thing in 2001 about Wind Waker.
Ah, I see. Yeah. So personally, I think the animations look much better than Three Houses. Three Houses was a little I mean, I wouldn't say bad, but the art style was chiseled. It looked kind of clunky, I guess you can say. Where this one looks much more fluid and much more. It kind of resembled a lot more of the 3DS Fire Emblem games, to be honest with you, compared to Three Houses. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I kind of realized what kind of character styles are going to be in here with Gust kind of helping out with the design work. So I kind of knew from day one what this is going to be about. But there's some Fire Emblem characters out there that are not characters, fans that really, really don't like this. So I don't know. I don't know why it's pretty divisive. Yeah.
The only negativity I've seen is about the crest guy, the guy with the hair.
Yes. That's the main character, the main protagonist. He could be a male or female. So
I don't have a problem with the hair or his design.
Yeah,
I think it looks kind of cool.
I think it's as a typical JRPG character, and they're like, all right, let's just put half red and half blue, and people freaked out. And I'm like, why are you
Pepsi Crest? That's what they're calling him. Pepsi Crest. Thank you.
I love Pepsi Crest. He's a good one. But yeah, another trailer just came out. If you want to refrain from it, go ahead, miss it. But some cool animations in there.
Cool. Okay. And that comes out in January?
Yeah, January. I think it's late January, like 23rd, 24th or something like that.
I feel like that's an odd slot for a Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I think they wanted that game earlier. I don't know why they decided late January. I guess there has been more attention to January for the JRPG games. Like, was it Tokyo Mirage Sessions was also in January. Pokemon Legends Arceus was early February. So I think they just have some results that show a lot of people kind of pick up that spot late January, early February area to get a lot of sales. So they just like, hey, it's fitting for this Fire Emblem game, I guess. Because I suspect Tears of the Kingdom will be, when is that? March or May?
It's May.
Okay, it's May
12th, the same weekend as the Taylor Swift in Philly.
Of course, you're going to be playing.
No, because I'm not going to see Taylor Swift, so I guess I'm playing Zelda. Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo, yeah. Yeah, so it will be late January for Fire Emblem. Can't wait.
Okay.
Starting out the year strong.
Cool.
For me.
They also announced the second season of Splatoon 3. It's going to be called Chill Season 2022. So it's a winter-themed season launching December 1st. It will be a free update to the game featuring new weapons, stages, gear, victory emotes. There will be a new game mode. This was already announced called Big Run. Which is similar to Salmon Run, but there's some twist to it. There's going to be more information coming soon. They are also bringing X battles, where players need to reach elite ranks in the Anarchy ranked battle mode to participate. So only play it. I think you only can play it if you are already very, very good. But I'm excited for Big Run. I'm excited for the new weapons, new stages. These are the free updates that they always put out, but I guess they're kind of breaking it into seasons this time because they have different, I guess, like little gotcha elements that will go in and out. They didn't say anything about Table Turf Online yet. I hope that that's supposed to come before the end of the year, so I hope that's added. They didn't say anything. I hope that is added in this one because I am eager to take on people online in that game.
Sounds good. I would definitely take you on. I still have to practice up. It seems kind of, at least for the turn, like tabletop stuff, it seems kind of vital to have an online mode. Because
it does. Yes. It's
kind of weird just to like face a computer for this mode and that's it. I feel like a lot of this card-based stuff, especially in mobile games or whatever, it's all online. It's all competing against one another. So
because the offline, I feel like I'm bored by it because I've done the competitors aren't getting harder. Like it's,
yeah,
I have all of the different maps that are available. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm excited. That'll get me. I probably won't play a whole lot of Splatoon until December 1st for this new season. I might, go on every once in a while, but I'm probably going to be in Pokemon mode until then.
Okay.
Which Sounds is good. 10 more days. Wow, that's coming up quick, actually.
Pretty much.
Oh, goodness. Next week is Thanksgiving. Holy crap.
Don't remind me. I got so much stuff to do before the end of the year. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's so close. The end of the year.
This is a bit of an odd story that was making the news the other day. The creator of Sonic, Yuji Naka, was arrested this week for insider trading scandals. The scandals centered around
awesome.
and I didn't even dive into this story yet, so this is really kind of the first that I'm reading the details of it. The scandal centered around former Square Enix employee Tezuke Sasaki, who obtained information that the Dragon Quest-tacked mobile game was being jointly created by game developers Square Enix and Aiming. Sasaki and another ex-Square Enix employee, Fumiaki Suzuki, allegedly purchased 162,000 shares in Aiming between December 2019 and February 2020 for approximately 47 million yen. This is about $300,000 prior to the project's public announcement. So that's very illegal.
That's not good.
Naka was allegedly aware of the Aiming deal and bought 10,000 shares for about 2 million yen. This is about $20,000 before it was publicly announced. Naka worked with Square Enix on Balan Wonderworld He did? I didn't know that he worked on that. He worked on Balan Wonderworld?
Yes, he did. So he was the original Sonic creator, then he went on to Balan Wonderworld. And made those games.
So all three were arrested on insider trading charges. So to put it, I guess, in simple terms, they knew of, a collaborative project that was going to be happening, put shares into the smaller of the two companies in the collaboration, and then it was announced, which caused the investment to go up in value.
Yes.
And that's highly illegal. Crazy
it is all very
illegal.
It's kind of interesting. It's I can't believe that kind of happened with these creators and the way that they're doing this. The fact
that they're all so high profile people too. Well, at least Yuji Naka is.
Yeah. So
yeah. Wow.
That's happening, and I just thought I'd put it in there because the original Sonic creator is kind of involved with this, and we'll see how this shakes out. Anyways, Rebecca, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but I'm gonna have to kind of do an intermission. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Take your time.
Okay. All right, you can do questions or whatever. You can talk to the chat. I will kind of adjust this in the audio. Okay.
Take your time. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
I'm not going to go on with the show content, but how's everyone doing? I'm feeling very autumny lately because it's so cold. So I've got my Fox mug with my coffee in it. Isn't it? I know. It's the best mug I have. It's so cute. It's freezing. Oh my God, it's so cold here too. I heard it was snowing in some places. You have your AC on? Well, you live much closer to the equator than the rest of us. How would I like 5 feet of snow? I've gotten 5 feet of snow before. It's not fun. Buffalo got 4. I don't know what the most it's ever snowed was here before. A bunch of feet, though. No, I'm still looking for tickets. I'm very mad. Very, very mad because I keep going on StubHub and they're just so expensive. Pokemon frozen a race battle. Should you dance the music reset? Oh no. I'm not surprised. Reset. How many entries have? Oh, for that radio contest? Good question. Let me see. I have 140 entries so far. I'm entering radio contests to win Taylor Swift tickets. I know, that's kind of like, I'm hoping that some kind of miracle happens, that like these scalpers like realize that people are not gonna buy them, so they lower their price, or they you know, that like maybe I'll wait. Like I don't want to wait until like the day before, but that might be how it has to be. When is the contest over? Good question. I'm looking. I'm looking at the sweepstakes rules. Winners will be selected in a random drawing from all eligible entries received on the specified day of each event. I don't know, it doesn't say when that is. I feel like it should say. It's still hard to get a PS5. It's crazy. Has it been 3 years? No, it's been 2. What? Has it been 3? No. Oh my god. Okay, 2. Oh my god. Smoker Joe, you are making me so like... 2 years. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like Philly's my first choice just because it is so close to me and it's her home stadium, like her home city, because that's the place where she always would like, you know, go to concerts. The next closest to me is North Jersey, near New York. Besides that, I don't think there's another close one that I could drive to. But all the other cities, like besides the fact, like all the other cities are in the same boat. It's not just the Philly ones that are hard to get. They're all expensive. You are DevKit Gaming. Yeah, she grew up in Pennsylvania. Which we have that in common.
I am back.
Welcome back. I was talking about Taylor Swift again.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I had a grocery delivery and they were sensitive frozen stuff there, so I had to
no worries.
pick it up. Yeah.
No worries. Are you okay? I hope you didn't rush. You're okay?
I am panting, but I am fine.
Okay, take a breath. We're good. We're chilling. We're talking about snow. We're talking about Taylor Swift. It's all good. All good.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to go to a local one? Local, not like a surrounding Ohio or Taylor Swift concert?
We were just talking about that. I would probably consider going to a surrounding one if I did get tickets, but this is the closest one, and I would definitely prefer it to be that city, but I don't know. I would take anything. I would take anything at this point.
Gotcha.
I will fly to Hawaii to go see her in concert. Not really, but anyway.
I would. I'm like right there. So
I know you are. Okay. We're good to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going now.
Okay. The Wii U turns 10 years old this week, if you can believe it. It is a decade old. Holy crap. Garrett,
Yes.
did you get a Wii U 10 years ago?
No, I did not.
Did you get a Wii U at any point in the past 10 years?
No, I did not at all. Sorry.
Man, you were missing out. I have some good memories of the Wii U. I know it's very fun and popular to hate on the Wii U, to make fun of it for not, being successful. But my first memory of the Wii U, if you don't mind me just saying a couple words about it as it turns 10 years old, is that my dad bought it for me and him for Christmas, mostly for me, but for both of us, because he wanted to get ahead and get a console ahead of the new Zelda game that would be coming out. Because we always, the thing that would always drive us to get a new console would be the next Zelda game. And I was like, Dad, I don't need this Wii U. We'll get it when Zelda comes out. We don't need to get it right now. And when he got it, I'm like, what? We don't need this. It's, going to be a little while before the next Zelda game. But I ended up loving that thing. I took it to college. A lot of good memories on the Wii U. Splatoon was born on that console. I got that the day one that it came out. I played so many hours. The best Mario Kart came out on the Wii U. Nintendo Land was so much fun. The Zelda HD for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were so good. Just the virtual console alone, they did such a good job on the Wii U. I really enjoyed it. And yes, it had lots of marketing issues and, the gamepad, whatnot, but I think it paved the way for the Switch. And I don't know that the Switch would be what it is today without the Wii U.
Yeah, because of the novelty of the tablet kind of interface and all those types of games, and just playing on the couch with the tablet instead of putting on the screen. Yeah, it's definitely kind of the first idea before the Switch. Personally, to me, Wii U, this was an interesting console to me because it kind of loomed over me. It's like, oh, there's a Wii U out there in the wild. That's kind of cool. And then I'm like, but I have a Wii. I'm good. I have a Wii and I have Smash Brothers on there. That's really all I need. I didn't really play too much console Nintendo games beforehand too, so I didn't really have too much incentive to get a Wii U. But I kind of regret it just because of the virtual console. It was pretty spectacular on it, and there's some great first party Nintendo stuff on there. I remember in college my friends having it, and we would go over to his place and we would play Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, and I would bring my 3DS. I'll be the cool kid controlling my NES character with the 3DS. And,
we did that too in college.
And I bring my NES Amiibo on there too, and I kind of destroyed everyone. I made it to the max level, and I made it ridiculous with the training. So yeah, I definitely had fun things surrounding the Wii U, but I never actually had the Wii U itself.
Okay. Well, that counts. That's fair. I think that counts.
Yeah.
I did like the Wii U. It's crazy to me that it's turning 10 years old. Good times.
So
yeah.
Anyways.
And then finally, the latest video on Sakurai's YouTube channel. I know we had talked about the fact that he had started a YouTube channel a little while ago, chronicling, I guess, his thoughts about the game industry and some of the series that he has worked on. It's a really cool channel. If you haven't watched it or heard of it, go check it out. Sakurai, the creator of Kirby and Super Smash Bros. His latest video, I just wanted to shout out that everyone should go watch it because he took a video break from video games and made a video all about his cat. He posts his cat on social media sometimes, and a lot of people will say, we want more cat content. So he did it. He made a video introducing us to his cat, whose name is Fukurashi. It is very cute. He puts lots of pictures of how she was when she was a kitten, growing up, some videos. It's so cute. Everybody should go check it out. It's so wholesome, and
Nice.
it will definitely make you smile.
Nice.
Did
I'll
you see
definitely
it?
check it out. I did not check it out recently, but
Yeah,
that seems kind of cute. So
I like that he's doing that. He's like, obviously people are there to see video games, but we're kind of getting a glimpse into his, his actual personal life too, which is cool. And we will wrap up the show with Shack Directions questionly from you is what I was about to say.
Nice.
Questions directly from you. Starting with a question from Carlos, wants to know if we play any games competitively. He added on to that question, in which one would you like to be ranked the top 10 in the world?
That's a good question. Do I play any competitively? No, that takes a lot of time, and it's just not part of my lifestyle now. I would rather play games as diverse as I can rather than really competitively. So I just play for fun. I used to play Smash Brothers, very, very low tier competitively, like local tournaments, and they have their own system going on. They have Smash boards, and you have your score, and then each set of characters had their own tier ranks, and it was a whole thing. I played a couple tournaments, but I didn't do so hot because there's just so many good Smash Bros. Players out there. So
top 10 is like crazy. Like people know your name if you're in the top 10.
People know your name in the top 10 for Smash Brothers, but honestly, I would not like to be top 10 ranked for Smash Brothers just because I would know, but I don't think a lot of people would know, and they don't make a lot of money at all.
No,
with their
yeah, they don't.
At all. I'd rather be like Dota, League of Legends, a MOBA type of top 10, because those people,
they do.
They do get the money.
Yeah.
So,
but it's the same amount of like time commitment that it takes for all
it's a full-time
job.
Yeah, it really is.
And to not make a lot of money doing it. Yeah, no, I don't really play any games competitively either. I have like bred competitive Pokemon, but I've never like entered any tournaments or done any, bracket, tournaments or anything like that. The closest thing that I've ever got to playing anything competitive is Link to the Past speedrunning. Just because that is like, timed on a leaderboard. I am on the leaderboard for one of the fastest times of reaching the Master Sword in A Link to the Past. That being said, I'm like 300th something. I'm not anywhere close to like the top 10. I don't know. It's so much time commitment. Like you said, I want to play to have fun. I don't want to it would be cool. Like if I just naturally had the ability to like be a competitive Splatoon player or Rocket League player or, something that I already enjoy. Like, yeah, that would be cool. But I'm not about that life.
It takes a lot of time.
It would break me. It would make me not enjoy it. Like I want to enjoy those games. I don't want to hate them.
I would be so tired of a video game if I had to play it 10 hours a day, 7 days a week to keep up with the competitiveness. That seems,
especially once there were like the meta might change. Like if you're a competitive Pokemon player, that changes every time a new generation comes out. There's new rules, there's new things to learn every time, for competitive, like, I don't know, like Overwatch. Don't they have like competitive Overwatch and stuff? Like all of that stuff changes constantly. So, yeah. And then finally, from Ghost Days 99 wants to know, do you think bosses get annoyed when you heal?
Absolutely. It does.
Imagine you're Ganondorf and you're fighting Link and he like just pulls out a bottle of Lon Lon milk and drinks it in the middle of the battle and all of a sudden is like perfect health.
It would be kind of annoying for sure. I get really annoyed when bosses heal. Like I think that's one of the worst things of a boss tactic is like, oh, you're gonna get healed now. I'm like, you got to be
well, if you can heal, then why can't they heal?
because they're a huge sponge, like healing point sponge. They have over 9,000 healing points. You got to bog down. I only have like
Healing
600.
points?
Sorry, whatever it's called, health points. You know what I mean?
Hit points?
Is it hit points or is it health points?
I've always called it hit points.
It's hit points. Okay.
I don't know. Now you're making me question myself.
All right. What
are there different names for it?
Stand for in games? I'm looking.
Always
Hit
called
points.
It hit
You're
points.
right. You're correct.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
You are correct.
The healing. I feel like healing points makes sense though.
Yeah, healing.
Like, what does hit points even? Hit points doesn't even mean anything.
I think they originally came from Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. One person said heart points. I've never heard of that one. Gosh, there's so much meaning.
Health points make sense too. I think you said that one too.
Yeah, hit points or health points. I will accept both of those terms. I think.
Okay.
Not healing points. Anyways, the bottom line is the bosses have just outrageous hit point gauges, and then we have like the main characters have super low. So of course I'm gonna heal my party every time. But when I'm like, let's say 10%, and like I'm almost done with you, and they just heal like to halfway. You're just like, are you serious?
Cynthia Garchamp.
Yeah. I can't. Oh.
Although, is it really fair for you to have 200 potions in your bag, and every time?
I came prepared. Just saying, I came prepared.
Then are the bosses also not allowed to be prepared?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think the bosses do get annoyed, but I get way more annoyed if a boss heals itself. Fair. Especially when it takes so long. You know, bosses, they're just there. They're just waiting for you to beat the game. Whereas I'm striving for it, and then it's like, okay, another 40 minutes go by. I'm almost done with this boss. Heals to like, I don't know, 75%. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do this another 40 minutes. It's just, yeah. I've been in those boss levels. Not fun.
It's a good question. I like to think there should be some kind of game where, like, if you do heal in a boss battle, that maybe the boss has some kind of funny dialogue that like breaks the fourth wall and acknowledges it. Like, wouldn't that be kind of funny? Like, again, you're healing again. Like, I feel like that's like some kind of like Undertale thing that would happen. Like, the more times you heal, like maybe the more annoyed they get.
Yeah, or I can see No More Heroes totally doing that.
No More Heroes is another one where like just kind of fourth wall breaking with that kind of thing. All right, I think that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack. I am excited to play some more Pokemon. I think after this, I'm gonna stream some more of it. I am reviewing it for Twinfinite, so I'm hoping I don't know if I will, but I'm hoping by this time next week my review will be done. I do have some days off for Thanksgiving next week, so we'll see. But either way, we'll keep talking about our impressions and whatever the end of November is going to bring for us.
Yeah. I'm excited for you for Pokemon, and I will be very cautiously optimistic for Pokemon. I will just try to have fun.
Play a little more. You played so much of Golden Sun, even when you said, I'm not really feeling it. Keep doing it for Pokemon. Let's see. Let's just see.
We'll see. I will not get past the glaring.
Just laugh at it. Just screenshot the funniest glitch that you get and just have fun with it.
Sounds good. I will do that. And then I will play Triangle Strategy, and then I'll play Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. I hope to beat at least Triangle Strategy before the end of the year. We'll see.
Okay. I'd like to see that. Cool. All right. That'll do it. Have a good night, Koopalings.
Okay, bye-bye. I have to go to the video right now. Bye-bye.